Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I am doing another foundation review and wear test. Today's foundation, well, it was going to be the Smashbox Studio Skin Hydrating Foundation, but it looks like they're discontinuing it. I checked Sephora, Ulta, and their own website, and they only had like 2 or 3 shades of it, and it looks like they're discontinuing it. If you do still want a review on it, let me know down below. I'd be happy to do it. I do really love this foundation, but the shades are limited, so I'm going to pick another foundation for today. So the foundation I'm going to do today is the Urban Decay All Nighter Liquid Foundation. This looks like it might be on the tail end being discontinued also, because you can get all the shades on the Urban Decay website, but there's limited shades as well on Sephora and Ulta. So if you're new to my channel, I apply the foundation with you guys, one side with a sponge, the other side with a brush, and then we do a few check-ins throughout the day to see how the foundation's wearing. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to hit subscribe to my channel. I do all things beauty. I upload once to twice a week. It's the summertime. I'm kind of struggling right now doing that because I've been super busy, but generally that is my uploading schedule. And I have a whole playlist on all the other foundations I've reviewed so far. I can link that up here, and if you want to keep watching, then let's get started. Like this one might be being soon discontinued. If you want to get your hands on this, I would definitely purchase it from the Urban Decay website. All Nighter Waterproof Longwear Liquid Foundation in the shade 5. I'm going to read a little bit about it. 5 they say is medium. Now this is a shade that will definitely match my self-tan body a little bit more than like my natural skin tone. My tan's a little faded, but we'll make it work. So if it's not super matching, that's why I generally have a bunch of foundations that I really like to match me when I'm freshly self-tanned. So this is a completely matte but never flat oil-free foundation. There is no need to build coverage or apply multiple layers because of the amount of pigmentation. Waterproof, paraben-free, diffuses light to blur flaws for perfected skin as it mattifies and absorbs oil to reduce the appearance of shine. That was from the Urban Decay. Ulta, it says this is cruelty-free. We love that. Matte finish, waterproof for oily skin, combo skin, transfer resistant, superior foundation for covering acne, scars, skin discolorations, and more. Long lasting. Oh, how much does it retail for? Let's see. On Ulta, $40. They only have 2 of the 4 shades available right now. $40 on Ulta. On Urban Decay, it's $40 as well. Also, my skin currently leans more to the dry side because I'm on a skin healing journey with my acne with my dermatologist, so some of the products do really dry out my skin. Right now, all that I have on my face is my skincare. So a moisturizer, SPF, and an eye cream. We're not going to be wearing primers or anything today, so we can see how this foundation truly wears on the skin. Okay, so it is a super sleek packaging. It's really cool, edgy, very sleek. You get 1 fluid ounce to shake before use. It's a very thick formula from what I can remember. We'll start out with the sponge. We'll start out with 1 pump. I don't know. It's very thick. But if you have a lot to cover, this might be good for you. This has a very yellow undertone. Oh man, this is super yellow. It's okay. We will make it work. Okay, super thick formula. That was definitely 1 pump. I definitely, like they said, will not need to build it. I'm just trying to make sure every area is covered. That's 1 layer. It is pretty blurring. Again, this color is very off for me. It has a very strong yellow undertone, but not bad. All right, let's try the other side with a brush. Again, I'm gonna go in with another pump. Mine's kind of running out, so I guess 1 or 2 pumps. I don't know. All right, we're taking the brush. Very full coverage. So right off the bat, I would definitely say the brush gives a lot more coverage. If you have any kind of dry patches or where makeup clings, you will not want this. This probably won't be the best for you because it is very thick formula. It's probably not the most blendable, but look at my lips, you can barely see them. Okay, first impression, very thick. I don't know if this is going to be for dry skinned people. It did cover, like, all my acne scars and everything's covered. A lot of my freckles are covered. It just feels pretty thick on the skin. Now, again, I have dry skin, but maybe if you have, like, really oily skin, you might actually really love this. This is just based off first impression. I'll zoom in for you guys. Okay, so this side is with the brush. I feel like it kind of sunk into my pores a little bit, but that probably can be prevented in the future with a primer. It's nice. And then here is the sponge side. Again, it's a little more sheared out. Okay, so I am going to go on and apply all my makeup off camera, and then I'll be back to give some more updates on how makeup applied over top of it and what I think so far based off first impressions. Maybe if my skin ever goes back to oily, I would like this, but we will see. So right now it's 12:23. I'm going to apply the rest of my makeup, and I'll be back to give an update. Alright guys, I'm back. I just finished my makeup. Just ignore my freaking eyebrows because I'm trying new brow products and I forgot that I have to do my brows first and then makeup because they get all in them. So I had to like literally take them off with a wipe and redo them. So the foundation, everything around my brows, just ignore that part is messed up. Okay, so my first thoughts. Everything applied fine. It was a little harder to blend like my cream contour up there because of the thicker foundation, but I blended pretty roughly and it didn't like peel or anything. So even though things were a little harder to blend, nothing got weird underneath, so it still looks pretty good. This is really, it's a super full coverage and I just don't love it on my skin. I actually think it exaggerates some of my texture, unfortunately, because of how thick and heavy it is and drying. I do think it looks really nice and pretty though, and the color actually ended up not being too terrible. Let's zoom in. Again, ignore my eyebrows. This side was the brush. It looks really flawless. Again, a lot of my like pores and texture is exaggerated with this, but this is the sponge side. See all my texture, but it covered everything, you know? If I had any active blemishes, it would definitely cover that for sure. It moved a little bit on my nose with my bronzer. It is caking a little on the sides of my nose. Doesn't look terrible, but it's not my favorite. It feels heavy, it feels thick, it feels dry. So if you have dry skin, there's better options out there. So overall, this is middle of the road for me. I don't hate it, but I don't love it. I think it looks really pretty. Like, it definitely does look flawless, and hopefully it has the wear power that it says, because then it will help me like make it like it a little bit more. But overall, I just think for my current skin, it's just not a winner. So I had the foundation out around noon and it is now almost 1 o'clock. So I'll do another check-in and then my final one. I generally wear my foundations for like 8 hours. I usually don't wear makeup longer than that, and usually by the 8-hour point, if it's still looking good, you know it's gonna last a few more hours. So again, overall, it's middle of the road for me so far. We'll see how the day goes on. So I'll check back in a bit. Alright guys, I'm back with the first check-in. My phone's downstairs, but it is 4:12, so it's been a few hours, and I wanted to do my first check-in, and I changed my shirt, if you haven't noticed, because I got something on my other shirt, and I had to throw my hair up because my hair was driving me nuts. Anyways, so let's see how this is looking. It's still looking pretty good. The coverage is actually really nice. It's just feeling a little thick and heavy for my current personal preference. In the past, I would have loved this when I had very oily skin and wanted full coverage. Now that my skin's healing, I'm leaning more towards like a nice glowy light foundation. Everything is still on pretty well. I do have some shine coming through on my nose and a little bit in my T-zone, but I don't mind that. I actually prefer that. It has faded on my chin, probably from leaning or resting. It says it's transfer resistant, but it's kind of gone off my chin, so might not agree with that, but let's zoom in to take a closer look. All right, so brush side. Still looks good. Again, I feel like my texture is really accentuated today. I don't know why. Maybe the foundation. I'm not quite sure. And then the sponge side. This side definitely looks like less coverage. You see more of my freckles but still looks really pretty. And on my forehead, it hasn't sunk too bad into the creases yet. On my nose, did build up there in the beginning, and it's still kind of the same. So far so good, except for like the chin area. And again, I touch my hair a lot, so my bronzer kind of moves around up there. But other than that, it's still looking pretty good. So yeah, it's still looking pretty good. I don't love it, it's the feel of it, because I feel like I'm constantly doing this on my face because it feels like it's like drying up. But I do have some shine coming through, so that's pretty good to help with dry skin. You want some moisture to come through. We'll check back in a few more hours to see how it wears further on. So yeah, so far my thoughts, it's a nice foundation. I just don't think this is a foundation currently for me. Anyways, stick around and I'll be back in a few. Hey guys, I'm back with my final check-in. It is now 9:05, so it's been well over 8 hours and I want to do my final check-in. I am ready to take this off. I will just say, every time I went to the bathroom and I looked in the mirror, my makeup looked really, really good. And when I took a picture on my phone, my makeup looked really good. So interesting, because up close, it's not looking too hot. It's still on there pretty well. It lasted really well on most of the face except around here. I did eat a lot, came off my chin a lot, and it's really starting to break up in this area. That's where my dryness is the most, so that's probably part of it, but I do have some glow coming through on my T-zone. So let's zoom in. So if you can see here, and on my upper lip and my nose, how it's kind of really starting to break apart. But over on this part, on the sides of my face, it's still looking, pretty good. It didn't cake up anymore in my nose compared to what it was at first, and my forehead still looks really good. So the only problem area is right here. So overall, this foundation is probably a pass for me right now with my dry skin. I would say if you have very oily skin and you want a full coverage foundation that covers a lot and will last a pretty long time, I would definitely think this might be a foundation for you. For me personally, it will just be a pass. And I would say if you have dry skin, if you want to make this work, maybe use a primer or glowy liquid filter underneath it to try to help counteract all that dryness and the heaviness. But for me, it's definitely gonna be a pass. I just think it's very heavy. It's very, breaking up. It's not working well with my dry skin, and it's just very heavy and thick feeling and not working for me currently. So that is it for this video, you guys. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any comments, suggestions, let me know down below. And don't forget to hit subscribe to my channel if you want to see more beauty videos by me. And again, like always, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.